The next thing we're going to do is build the front wall. So we're going to measure in 5.5 inches so we know where to lay our sole plate. So cut the sole plate to length and then lay it on the line. I'm just going to copy this piece and rotate it to make our first stud. Then I know it's supposed to be 7'8" long, so I'm going to cut it down. Then I'm just going to copy that to the other side and lay my studs out 16 inches on center. We know that this wall has a door in it, and the door is 36 inches wide, so we are going to frame a rough opening. So measure over 12 inches, and this stud is going to be right in the middle of our door. But we don't want to just take it out. We want to cut it short because we want a cripple at the top of the door, and we want it to remain on our 16-inch on center layout. So I'm going to measure back 1 inch and put in a jack stud and a king stud. Now I'm just going to shorten the stud that will become a cripple at the top of the door. Now I can measure over 38 inches for a 36-inch door. That will be my rough opening. Then I can place a jack stud and a king stud on the other side of the door. Then I will just shorten up the studs in the middle to become cripples later. Now I'm going to shorten my jack stud because it will be under the header. And I'm going to shorten all my cripples as well. Now I can put in my headers. You can put sheeting or insulation in the gaps between the headers. Now I will measure up 6'9" to allow 1 inch above my door. Then I will shorten the cripples to fit above the door framing. Now I will put in the framing above the door. And check that the rough opening is 38 inches for a 36-inch door. And my cripples are still 16 inches on center. Now I'm just going to put all the framing members in a group. Now we can stand up the wall. I'm not going to put the sheeting on yet because we need to install some boards in the corner to nail our drywall to. Now we can overlap our top plates and that will tie our walls together. Now that our walls are all nailed together, we can remove the bracing. For the back wall, there are no openings, so it will be easier to frame. Measure 5.5 inches from the edge. Then put down our sole plate. Place the first stud at the end of the wall and make it 7 feet 8 inches. Place another stud at the other end of the wall. For the first stud, we will have to measure 16 inches minus 5.5 inches for the side wall. That will be 10.5 inches. Place the next stud centered on 10.5 inches. Then we can continue 16 inches on center. The last section is more than 16 inches, so we will add one more stud. Then we can add our top plate. We will wait to add the second top plate so that we can tie all the walls together. Now let's stand up the wall. We can cut the top plates of the side walls so that we can extend the top plate on the back wall over them and tie them together. Now we can remove the bracing. Now we need to add some corner boards. Turn them perpendicular to the existing studs to leave room for insulation.